Ohio has the strongest RICO statute
Yes.
in the nation for racketeering
Yes.
because of 26 exit polls. 24 were subpoenaed, and they show that the exit polls that were adjusted, they were rigged.
Hello everyone, this is a late breaking report. We're here with Cavals Presen. I have an exclusive interview with one of Bernie Sanders supporters, a strong Bernie Sanders supporters who shared some information with me that she learned over the course of the past year or so. She was present at the DNC convention in Philadelphia this past week, and I want to share what she told me with all of you that I think are a very important and could be damaging information for the Hillary Clinton campaign. This is Cavals Presen, and I am Ponce Ferguson. Her name is Veronica Wolski. She is from Chicago, Illinois, and some of the things that she told me as we walked about in Washington, D.C. Today were astonishing. Some things that most of us or most people don't know. One of the things that she told me is that for certain Bernie Sanders will become president of the United States. How is this possible, you may ask? Well, what Ms. Wolski told me is that given the fact that Hillary Clinton will probably indicted, will probably be charged for falsification during the primaries, where a lot of the primary results or primary themselves were rigged by the Hillary Clinton campaign so that they would favor her over Bernie Sanders. According to Wolski, Ms. Wolski, Bernie Sanders did in fact win the national primaries by a 16% margin. Something that most of us didn't know, as it had not come out to light. The Bernie Sanders movement hope is that Donald Trump will take advantage of this and use it in his campaign against Hillary Clinton. If that in fact happens, then what the strategy that the Bernie Sanders movement is hoping is that the DNC will actually find themselves forced to replace Hillary Clinton with Bernie Sanders, as she would be a liability for the party, and she will probably not be elected to president. And so, instead of me telling you all of this, let us go to the interview I had with Veronica Wolski. Again, she is a very strong Bernie Sanders supporter. She is from Chicago, Illinois. I met her today as we were walking around the Washington Monument in Washington, D.C.
Do you know there is a RICO case coming out of Ohio, which Ohio has the strongest RICO statute
Yes.
in the nation for racketeering,
Yes.
because of 26 exit polls. 24 were subpoenaed, and they show that the exit polls that were adjusted, they were rigged, because the original RICO, I'm going to put it very simply.
Yes.
Bernie Sanders won the national primary by 16%. He won the national primary, which most of Americans don't know. But as a result of these exit polls, which third world countries' elections are ruled on exit polls. Our country has 24 states that have rigged exit polls that show that Hillary Clinton won, and she did not win. Bernie Sanders won this election by 16%, and it was being stolen. They were whiting out votes in San Diego County, whiting out votes. They shredded 1 million votes in LA County in California.
Why?
How does this happen in the United States? How does it happen?
So that's the question. How does it happen? Why did something not
Because
done?
our government is so corrupt, they think they can get away with it. Well, they're not getting away with it because, and the way they're not going to get away with it is that when Bernie Sanders it was a forced endorsement. When he endorsed Hillary Clinton, it was a forced endorsement because Chuck Schumer threatened to take all of his committees in Congress away from him, and he wanted to take care of the veterans, and he wanted to take care of, and there were several things he wanted to take care of in health. So he did this forced endorsement. Everybody went to Jill Stein. Jill Stein's fundraising increased 1,000% as a result of Bernie Sanders' endorsement. Now, that blew up in Hillary's face because she thought we were all going to fall in line with her. She will never see the inside of the Oval Office except to get a pardon from the president for all her war crimes. That's the only way she's going to see the inside of the Oval Office.
How sure are you of that?
100%. She will never see the inside of the Oval Office. We will make sure that we vote, unless she does in the general election what she did in the primary, which is steal it. And she rigged it, and she stole it, and it did. But see, the thing is now, there are so many laws, there are 12 lawsuits in 12 different states, Illinois, my state as well, that have got lawsuits, Election Justice USA, Truth.org, truthvote.org. There's so many places that are coming up with lawsuits. This election in Austria, there was a 7% difference in the exit poll. 7% election, and they had a redo.
Yes.
They had a redo. We have a 16% swing in California alone, and we don't do a redo.
Right.
We need to do this primary over again, and it will prove Bernie Sanders won the primary.
Now, is that a consensus among all Bernie Sanders?
About doing a redo?
About Hillary Clinton not making it to or doing whatever you can.
We're going to do whatever we need to do to make sure she never sees the inside.
So it's a consensus among Bernie Sanders.
99.6% of us will do whatever we can to keep her from the White House, because she's a war criminal, she's a war hawk, and she's above the law, and we're not going to let her have that White House.
Okay.
We would rather see the Republicans win. And the DNC is so stupid, they would risk losing the White House. It's a gamble. They're gambling. They're shooting craps right now with us, but they're going to lose because we're the House. We're the House, and we're going to make sure they lose, because they will lose the House to the Republicans. And we're going to make sure of it. Unless they do the right thing and put Bernie Sanders in there as our elected delegate, as our candidate, who he won by 16%, and that's a landslide.
When should we start seeing any change or anything that, any movement that?
You've already seen it. You've already seen Jill Stein is now polling at 22%, which now gives her the right to go into debates.
Right.
Her fundraising has raised 1,000%, which is huge. The last poll was Donald Trump at 29, Hillary Clinton at 27, only at 2, within the margin of error.
I see. Yeah.
And so she's at 27, and Jill Stein's at 22. So it's a real close race.
Okay.
And we'll push that up.
Right. Okay. Now, and the last question. Obviously, you are well versed in all of this.
We do our research. Hillary Clinton told us to do our research, and we did our research.
Yeah. So you are with Bernie Sanders, and
100%.
100%. Where in the part with the Bernie Sanders organization are you?
Well, see that little girl?
Yes.
That's my 11-year-old.
Okay.
I've done 15. I raised $3,000 for the delegates, $5 at a time with these bracelets to bring them to Philadelphia, to help them financially get to Philadelphia. I did that. It took a lot of time away from my daughter. I just do what I do. Okay. I'm not with the organization, but it's for her.
Yeah.
It's for her education. It's for her health care. It's for her well-being. It's for her middle class. It's all for her. You know. And Bernie Sanders is a wonderful person. He's just a wonderful person.
Yeah.